Quickie.
Test, 1, 2. I love black and white women.
What's up, pizzas? It is Corey here, joined with Aaron Carter.
What's up, everybody?
And we got to spend the evening with Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1.
Episode 1, which will be releasing when? Is that?
I think it came out today.
Came out today for the first time?
Yeah.
All right.
This review is for Nerd Reactor.
Yeah. It's for Nerd Reactor.
And so we figured we're going to write one up because of the, 5% of the people on the internet that actually like to read. And then we throw up a podcast.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, a little bit of a time, so get right into that.
So we both completed the entire episode, Season 1, called All That Remains.
All that, and it's literally all that remains from the previous season.
And this is where the two of us differ, because I have watched religiously, pretty much, the entirety of Walking Dead, the TV show, but I only played half of episode 1 of the Telltale's Season 1. Basically.
And I'm the exact opposite. I've only watched half of the series on television, AMC or whatever it is.
Yep.
And I played Season 1 in its entirety.
So we both played it. I played by myself in a dark room with headphones to really get immersed.
Really? Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't tell Mark, but I used his headphones.
Really?
I
didn't even know we were here.
Hope I don't catch anything.
Wow.
But it was...
Ear aids.
Wow. It was... it didn't scare me whatsoever.
I don't think it's meant to scare.
Well, I felt tense.
But do you feel that way when you're watching the TV show?
No, not at all.
Well,
'Cause I'm watching with people.
You've never watched it by yourself?
No. Are you crazy?
Are you scared?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So I tried to get fully immersed. I was using an Xbox controller. The playing was done through Steam on my computer. I played it on high.
And let's get this right off the jump, people. Play the game with the controller. That if you have it on your PC at least, play it with the controller.
Yeah, I might try and go through to see what it's like without it. Because it did take me a while. There was a weird adjustment period where you got to use the thumbsticks. The left thumbstick basically moves you around, and the right one is like basically a mouse. It's a cursor.
Yeah. Oh, you know why? Because it's like that on the Xbox 360.
Yeah,
that's probably why I was well adjusted.
So moving to WSAD, I don't think it would be a huge adjustment. I don't think they have you using arrow keys, but I can't confirm that. A lot of the stuff that you do in the game is basically quick response.
Yeah, the I don't even know what they call it. There's a term for these, like action buttons or whatever, and somebody knows it. I know that. But.
Yeah. So it's a small learning curve. If you are adequate at video games, you'll know how to play this game.
But I think it's an introductory type of game for your non-gamers whatsoever.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of the focus would be for me. Like, I'm definitely going to let my wife play this.
Oh, yeah, and I think is she a fan of The Walking Dead,
Yeah,
though?
she's a fan of The Walking Dead.
I think she'll enjoy this. I've asked coworkers, actually, did they play the Xbox 360 version, and they said no, and they were like, well, I have a 360. I was like, you got to pick this one up, because if you're a fan of the show, you got your show elements in there where they kill everybody, and zombies, and small tie-ins with like Glenn being in season 1. You're just gonna like it.
Yeah,
it's good.
Let's start with graphics. So the graphics, if you're completely unaware, haven't played 1, they're pretty much the exact same, just retouched from 1.
Now I don't know if it's a trend. It's not a trend because Borderlands did this stylized
cell
shaded, where I guess they're trying to make you feel like this is the comic book or this is the cartoon, even though there's no cartoon. Every time that I see this cell shaded graphics, I always think every image that I look at should look like a 2D picture if I were to freeze it right then and there. Mm-hmm. And it does pull it off very well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very stylized. It's got a unique style that Telltale's puts, and it is really reminiscent of Borderlands, kind of mixed with the comic.
And that's
I
cool.
could see how they jumped to that. Like, Borderlands saw them, they're like, hey, they're doing what we do.
That just tells me they weren't trying to make a scary game.
Yeah,
because they could have went realistic with this. They could have went with the HD graphic type of realism, kind of like Silent Hill or something like that.
Yeah.
But they chose to go this kind of cartoony way, and I guess focus more on the story.
I like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't knock it any points for that. I like it. It's
Yeah.
done very well.
Yeah. So if you're looking for super realistic, it's not your thing. But if you want to get into like a stylized world of Walking Dead, it's 10 out of 10.
It's good. It shows the emotions in the characters.
Yeah.
You know, you can really see on their face if they're feeling disgusted by something, or they're angry with something, or they're happy about something. Yeah.
I'm not a stickler with storyline too much, or I mean voice acting more specifically.
Oh, you gotta be.
Well,
for this type
well,
of
no,
game,
for this,
yeah.
that's why I was like, some of it seemed kind of cheesy, but as I started getting into the story, I was able to look past it a little bit. It seems like the voice actors aren't top notch.
Anybody that wasn't a main character or looked like that you can interact with somehow, they kind of seem cheesy to me. Like the bandits that, you know, come and try to snatch you.
Yeah.
They were just kind of, you know, they found someone to say, hey, could you come and say a couple lines real quick? I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Here's a bottle of water.
Yeah.
So those guys seem like throwaways. But anybody that you interacted with, I kind of, you know, like the doctor.
Doctor was one of the top ones.
Yeah, I think I felt like he was a real person. I think the only person that kind of was like on the fence was the pregnant lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't seem like she was trying hard enough for me.
Yeah. So there's that. We got graphics, good. Gameplay.
Yeah.
Sound, good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the gameplay. So this was the first time I really jumped into it. And the action sequences kind of gave me a slight, you know, especially because the second time we played through, Aaron came over and I just kind of watched over his shoulder and let him do his thing. It turns out about 90% of our responses were the exact same.
Yeah.
So I started getting frustrated because I wanted to see an alternate ending, but we just kept doing the same things.
And from playing part 1 or season 1, I would have been totally down for just going everything opposite that you went, because it kind of mirrors the first season.
Yeah.
Like with your choices and everything like that, you kind of feel, if you're not just a devil person, you kind of, you know, sympathize with people, so you'll pick the nice answers, and you know.
That's the thing about kind of one of the great things I'll give this game is the replayability. For me, I will play this chapter 1 multiple more. I'll probably play it at least 2 more times.
Well, then I hope that it changes, because didn't see too much change in the first one.
Well, it seems like there are set points in time. You want to steal from Doctor Who?
No lie. When I was talking about this with Steven, I said that was the only thing that kind of ruined season 1 for me, was these set points in time that you cannot change, these fixed points in time. So, yeah.
We'll really be able to get a feel of this, I think, more in episode 2, because at the end, Aaron and I seemed to be a branch where you can go one way or the other, and me and Aaron did, for different reasons, legitimately picked a different one. So in the next one, we'll both play through that and see how much of an impact that really has.
And you have 2 save files, right? So you can go, okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
Multiple save files. I just want to do it at least one more time. I'll count your playthrough as one of my playthroughs, but I just want to go through one more time, probably with mouse and keyboard, just to see if it changes it at all.
So the gameplay, you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, definitely. It was very intuitive. Like, I didn't die one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I
died a couple of times.
Aaron died a few times, but like, you know, there's a lot of situations where something's going to get you and you can choose the weapon around you. But like, if you're, do I want a hammer or do I want to?
Yeah, I was trying to look around for different stuff.
But you look around too much and you get ate up, like kind of real life. Like, so really, I like hammer board, but hammer was the first thing I was over. So like, it looks like it's going to be a hammer.
I tried to go rake, and clearly the rake was out of reach, and they were like, "Zombie eats you."
Yeah,
I was like, okay, that's just
you are dead.
Yeah, exactly. I got a lot of that.
The loyalty points, it seems there's like a loyalty system. So when you're going through these dialogue.
Not really. Because if this is the same as season 1, they would talk about how, this person's going to remember that later on. But they only kind of just casually bring it up in conversation. Like if you told a person you ate bananas, an hour later they're going to be like, oh, let's go get these supplies at the store. Oh, yeah. She likes bananas. Yeah. And that's it. So it's not really a loyalty thing so much. Not that I saw yet, but there are instances like that, because there were instances really where it's like you had to choose whose side you were choosing, agreeing with, and you know, then that will come up later, like, oh, you didn't agree with me earlier, so yeah. Does
it branch enough for you to hold your interest?
It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It seems like Telltale has a story that they want to tell, and you're kind of along for the ride, and you're affecting minor things in it. If it ends the same way. Now, I mean, spoiler alert right here. In season 1, everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Like, everybody dies. So it kind of seems like the minor things that you wanted to tell are like people you sided with, or little secrets that you told people or something like that. Kind of doesn't matter because they're dead anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I like the little thing that how they show the trailer at the end of it.
Like a TV show.
Like a TV show next time on Walking Dead. You know, that was awesome. You know,
Yeah.
It gets you hyped for the next one. They did that all through season 1, and sort of the choices, you know, shown through in the trailer and everything like that, kind of like how we just saw in episode 1.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. I don't see enough change, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, this is pretty much like a, I don't know, for what's going on in the future. Like, I look at this and I'm enjoying it for what it is, and I'm going to play through the entire season 2, and I'll probably go back and play season 1 because I failed to. But this was so good, it made me want to go back to the first one just to really get appreciation for the character. Because you're playing through as Clementine from number 1, so the young girl. So you're using a lot of the things that Lee taught you, the main protagonist from 1, and it kind of makes you sympathize more. I think Aaron sympathized more with the characters than I was able to.
Yeah.
But I was still able to make what I thought was logical decisions.
Now, see, this is why I wanted to try it as well on the Xbox, because if you didn't, or you know what, if you didn't have a save file or something like that.
So basically, I'll explain to what happened. So Aaron played through on his Xbox,
Yes.
on Xbox Live through his White Hack account.
Yeah.
And this was through Steam on my computer, so he didn't have any save files. I didn't have any save files because I never played 1, so it randomly generated the occurrences. It just randomly generated, and then it gives you like a previously on The Walking Dead and shows you like a little summary of the decisions you made. So when I go back and play it, I have an idea most of the decisions.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, like, I don't think it branches enough. Again, I'm going to go back to that point because I don't think there's like save file was really going to affect how I treated it or my choices at the end.
True.
You know, my dialogue that I get to choose from. You know, so I think everything was just already set in stone.
So yeah, I like to look at it for what it is now. I'm going to enjoy it, but I think Telltale, now that they're obviously getting bigger with these big licenses they got, like Game of Thrones is going to kick ass.
They need to go deeper,
so excited. And exactly, they need to go through like this is like a coloring book. You know, this is like a that's how it's like you make the choices in a coloring book. I want a novel. I want totally different endings.
But see, how are they going to do this with that Game of Thrones if all those characters are already set in stone in Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
Or is it going to be a whole new story with new characters?
I'm guessing it'll pretty much be that.
If they can do that, then yeah, I want to see them go deeper.
Yeah. With all their licenses, I'd like to, I think that's my only gripe about the game. It seems still pretty linear. You know where you're going to end up. You just get to kind of decide how you get there.
Yeah. It just seems like a couple of bumps in the road and that's about it. But linear would be, I don't know, because it got Game of the Year 2012. So
yeah,
and I can see why.
I can definitely see why too. It is fun. It's an interactive story, playable for people of all, experience levels.
Let's go deeper with that and add a lot of more action.
So, what would you give it, Aaron? A, B, C, D, or an F?
Episode 1, I would give it a B. I give it a B. It's pretty good. B minus. I'm gonna go B minus because I want to see more choices.
More choices?
Yes.
I'm going to mirror your exact thoughts. I'll probably be a little more generous and just say flat out B. Because it's my first experience. Things are all still really new to me.
You got to play that first season.
I'm going to go back and do the first season. And it doesn't seem like there's such a big leap from 1 to 2 where it's like, oh, I can't go back and play 1. The graphics are way worse. Or the gameplay.
No.
It's pretty much the exact same.
And then the controls are pretty much the same as well, too. So it's not like you're a duck out of
If anything, they only gave you one new little command, the little hold. And
that was the only thing new, yeah. And then moving left and right. You don't really do too much of that.
Well, there you go. Video Game Bang podcast review version of Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 1, All That Remains. Hope it was helpful. Definitely check it out.